Hello and welcome to this week's episode of MT Squared, Minerva's 2-minute tactics for your procurement, where this week I'd like to talk about attention to detail. It's a very important part of any procurement process. And the reason I want to talk about it is because this week I've been assessing some cleaning tenders, more cleaning, and it was very interesting that one of the bids, there was a discrepancy for one of the school sites of more than £30,000 across the 3 years of the contract. And this was just purely on the labour costs. So drilling down, looking into the bids, we had a very detailed spreadsheet that we'd asked the bidders to complete. And so from that, we were able to ascertain that one of the bidders had put the national living wage in for this year, and for the subsequent years had looked at what the projected national living wage would be and put that into the bids. The other bidder, the second bidder, had put in the national living wage and used that as the figure all the way through, but caveated it with a statement saying that obviously if that figure went up, they would have to increase it. Well, of course they'll have to increase it. We know what the budgeted figures are, and it's obvious it's not going to stay the same. So some kind of uplift in there would have been helpful. So that was the first thing we noticed. The second thing we noticed is that the employer's NI was not included on one of the bids, but was on another one. In another, I can't remember, there was also another example where they'd not included something that they should have done. And so really what I'm saying here is make sure that when you're asking your bidders to complete their submissions, do go into a very granular level of detail as much as you possibly can, because otherwise, if we just simply asked for a cost for labour, then we would have been a bit stymied because we wouldn't have been able to actually see where the discrepancies were. And then we probably could have gone back and forth with the bidders to get to the bottom of where the differences were, but it would have taken a long time to do that. So in order to save yourself the time and the anxiety of not being able to see where the differences are, I would strongly recommend that when you are doing your bid documents, particularly where there's labour involved, make sure that you provide the bidders with a very detailed spreadsheet where they need to fill in all the information so you can start to see where the differences may lie. So I hope that's a useful tactic. Until next time, soldier on.